Hey, good morning, everybody. AmpRepairGuy.com, 203-892-4119. Also, HarbachElectronics.com. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Okay, so today we have another Ameritron Al811h in. People say, why do you work on so many? Well, these are great amplifiers once they've been gone through. Ameritron made a lot of these. Thousands and thousands and thousands. So, there are just a lot of them out there. Okay, so someone sends one in, when I go through it, it's usually one and done. I have customers that have sent me 1, 2, 3, because they want to have, multiple amps and set one for each band or whatever, but for spares, they have other locations they transmit from. Just great amplifiers. All the Ameritron tube amps are great amps. Okay, so this one needs a whole bunch of stuff. I'm going to go over everything. Today's Friday. I have a lot to do today. I need to get this done. I need to go get some meds for my dog. And go to FedEx, pick an amp up, pack and ship Harbach kits, and some other stuff. Okay, so actually the Drake, my buddy's should be bringing over today the Drake L7 to pull a parts unit to pull the transformer out of, and I'm going to help him with his supply. Then I can get the Drake wrapped up, test those boards, and get those available for sale, because I know people really want those. I have more boards coming. I have the AC4 board coming, and I don't skimp on parts quality. I only use the best parts possible. So that board will have the Rubicon and Chemet caps, the best spec caps I could find. So I want things to last, one and done. I want the amp to be sold to someone else eventually, or passed on, and just keep working, whatever it is. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I found here. I've never seen all 4 resistors open. I always lift them, test them, so all 4 are open. Guy had a 20 amp fuse in here and a 10 amp fuse. I believe it was 10, or maybe it was 12. I think it was 10. Took it out already. So the 20 amp didn't pop, but the other one did. You always want to make sure you have the right size fuse. I always check the fuse size before I do anything. And the reason why I checked, I lifted these resistors up to test them, because if the resistors were all within spec, then the caps, I would have just changed the resistors and reused the caps, but it doesn't have the really old cap. So I want to check the secondary leads to the core to make sure there were no shorts. So as part of the testing, so I'm going to replace all the resistors, replace the caps with high quality Chemet caps, because these equalize the voltage across each cap. So if any of these open, you always have to change the caps. Like I said, if you can catch the resistors before one opens, then, and it has doesn't have the old arrow caps, you can usually just change the resistors, but in this case I have to change both, unfortunately. So and change the meter protection diode. The plate choke has overheated in the center, so I'm going to change that. I put a longer screw in the base. A lot of times the screw starts to back out, sometimes it falls all the way out, so I always put a longer screw in. I'll show you that after. So I'm going to add the diodes to the rear board. So that's the open frame relay. I'm going to change the SO239s to high quality ones from max gain systems. Grids are not grounded, so I'll ground the grid for each tube directly to the metal. When you do that, you have to have the diodes, because the static plate current will be too high. So this is going to be like a whole nother animal when it's done. I'll do the bias mod. This thing's just going to be totally new amplifier to the customer, just totally better. It'll have all the revisions. Pull less static plate current, and it's going to be way more stable and run cooler. So you can see one of his tubes flash, see the grid resistors blown apart. So here are the new Chemet caps, brand new stock. The new resistors, brand new stock. Here's one of the 2 longer 1/4 inch screws I'll put in. I put in one in the bottom, one in the top. The gas discharge tubes, the resistors for the bias mod, proper fuses, the new SO239s, and the diodes for the rear board. Brand new Penta Lab tubes. Awesome company. Great product. So that's about it for now. I'm going to get to work here. Got so much to do, and I will see you guys soon. So please like, share, and subscribe. And check out the sites, amprepairguy.com and also HarbachElectronics.com. See you soon. Okay, so the new caps and resistors have been installed. Getting ready to put in the meter protection diode. So I noticed someone replaced the fan at some point and they did not do a good job with the wiring. So I will have to resolve that, and you can see some of the caps are actually leaking. Okay, so I'll see you guys soon. Stay tuned. I added the diodes, I restripped the filament leads, changed the SO239s to new ones from max gain systems, added the wire for the bias mod, zip tied the wire. Okay, so I grounded the grid connection on each tube socket directly to the chassis. That is the absolute best way to do it. I don't know of anyone else that does that, but it is, trust me, the best way to do it, because these screw nuts can loosen up. You never want to go through a screw. You want to go directly to the metal. Compress the socket clips carefully, clean the socket clips, and added a gas discharge tube, one per side of the filament. All four filaments are in parallel, so you only need one per side. Takes care of all four tubes. You always want to make sure these are nice and tight also. A lot of times these are loose. I don't just tighten up on the screw. I take a wrench, quarter-inch wrench, and snug them up. So I installed a new plate choke. You want to make sure the internal tooth crush washer is there. I installed it with a new screw, longer screw. The screw is just way too short. In the later ones, they started putting some silicone or something on it to try to stop it from backing out. But the problem is, you're only catching a few threads, and you can end up breaking the threads during transit. Okay, so now I'm going to fix the wiring for the fan. I don't know why they did this. So I'll be back. See you guys soon. Stay tuned. So amp is all set. Testing it on 40 meters. There's the frequency. Radio set to roughly 70 something watts. Bird 43, 1 kW slug. Going into a bird dummy load. PP kit is on. There are the settings. Audio hello. Audio hello, 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 hello. 800, 800, 800, 800, 800, 800, 800, 800, 800, 800, audio tit 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 tit. Audio hello, 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 hello. Works as it should, works as it should, works as it should. I'll continue testing up to 10 meters. And if everything's good, I'll pop the cover off when it's safe to do so, and I'll show you everything I did. Sorry, that's my phone going off here. Okay, see you guys soon. So we're back with the completed Ameritron Al811h. This thing needed a whole bunch, but now it is literally better than when it left the factory. So I've seen on these where the plate voltage rides a little high, like right at the red line, and the resistors are within tolerance, the meter dropping resistors, so they scale the high voltage meter, so it wasn't the resistors. So I put in 500 volt chemic caps, so I have some headroom there. Might be why these failed like this. They're all leaking because they're running at or beyond their voltage rating. Okay, so the resistors are probably running really hot, and they probably failed, and the pink ones are prone to failing, but like I said, I've never seen all four fail. Okay, so new resistors, new caps, did the bias mod, new meter protection diode, brand new straps, the parasitic board, let me get a pointer, longer screw in the base of the plate choke, longer screw on the top of the plate choke, new plate choke, grounded the grids as you saw, each grid connection per socket right to the chassis, new SO239s from Max Gain Systems, great people there, Alan and his son, Paul, brand new Penta Lab tubes, fixed the fan wiring, put some heat shrink on it where it goes through the hole. So that's all correct, all zip tied all the wiring going from the board to the front. Fixed solder joints, cleaned the input rotary switch with Deox Gold, output rotary switch / band switch with Deox Gold, added a tab for the safety choke. You don't want to forget to reconnect that. Replaced both plate blockers because both had a crack in them. So you see the old grid resistors, one is all sorts of damaged. Took all that out. Here's one of the straps, the shorter screws, the SO239s, the old plate choke caps. So this thing is all set and ready to go back to the customer. Has 12 amp fast flow fuses in it, and she is good. So if you need an amp repaired, feel free to give me a call. Now I need to get some other work done. Today is Friday. I hope everyone has a great weekend. So like I've said before, if you need an amp repaired, give me a call, or you can go on amprepairguy.com and just go to the pack and ship info page. If you meet those guidelines, feel free to just send one in and shoot me a text message with the tracking. So again, the purpose of these videos when I started the channel was to show customers what I did to their amplifier, and also other people, you know, if you don't send it to me, if you send it to someone else, what you should expect or at least ask for, because a lot of people will go through an amplifier, they won't go through it, they'll fix it, send it back on its way. It's really important to go through it and do everything so it doesn't have to go back in for repair, as long as it's not abused or something, because a lot of amplifiers will have mistakes made when they were put together, or they need updates or whatever, and a lot of times people just fix something, still charge the same, send it back, and then you'll end up having to send it back. It's a lot of people discouraged. Be really careful of certain kits that people are offering for sale, like the radio lead caps people sell for these. Bad idea. I only use the screw-in caps, so if you send one in, they're coming out and I'm putting the proper caps in, and I only do what's needed. So if you think about it, you know, if other things were needed, I'd make more money and I would do them. I only do what's needed. I'm not going to push things that are not needed, okay? So this amp is now rock solid as long as he doesn't abuse it or put it into an open over and over again. This thing should last the rest of my life and the rest of the customer's life. So again, I really appreciate you guys watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. My friend should be here shortly with the L7. I have to pull the transformer out of that, get this L4B to work, and then I'll have the Harbach boards available as long as they work properly. So I'm going to be adding more and more stuff, so keep an eye on HarbachElectronics.com. I'll also have the AC4 board for the Drakes. And I, unlike others, I use high quality caps, always Kemet and Rubicon, always new stock. I always pick the ones with the best ratings, so I don't spare any expense. I just want the kit to be one and done and just last a long, long time. Okay, so again, thanks for watching, and I will see all you guys on Monday, 73.